Jack, what's made you want to quit YouTube?
I have never wanted to quit YouTube ever that I can remember.
Oh, come on, do it.
Quit it.
Who remember 135 was pretty.
The Booter what?
Booter episode 135.
You know, I honestly, I have to say, I've never wanted to quit YouTube. I have definitely, most definitely though, uploaded videos that I took down right away because the likes to dislikes ratio just killed me. And I was like, I don't want this on my record. I don't want people to see this dumb video. But you know what's funny is, like, you guys probably reluctantly uploaded that video that you're talking about, and you knew ahead of time, didn't you? And then you uploaded it, and what you thought happened, and you took the video down. And so you have that initial, that gut feeling, like, it's not really very good. I didn't really get the reactions I hoped for, or whatever. And then one time I uploaded a video that just came across a little mean-spirited, and it wasn't mean-spirited in person when I did it, and everybody was happy, but the way it was put together just wasn't quite right, and I took that video down. So, and also I've been desperate a couple of times to upload something, because it's been too long, and I uploaded something that's been on the back burner for a reason, and I had to realize there's a reason this video has been on the back burner.
Yeah.
One of the worst videos I feel like was on our channel, we couldn't take down because it was a brand deal, so we like signed a contract, so we were like, it was like half dislikes, and we were like, we felt awful about the video because it was so bad. But
Yeah. I had a video called Ting one time.
Taint?
that.
No, Ting.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking taint, that would be I just flagged it in my mind. I got to flag that.
That's my favorite.
I remember Ting, but wasn't Ting a branded video?
Yes.
And did you take it down, or is it still up?
Oh, it's down now. But I couldn't think of anything to do for this branded video.
And the brand was actually called Ting, right?
It was called Ting. It's not that's Tang with the orange, but Ting was a cell phone company that nobody had ever heard of. And
I wonder why.
A whole video dedicated to Ting. And the last living brain cell in my head came up with the idea to go drive around and tell people out the window, Ting, 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 Ting. And the whole video was just me telling people Ting. Ting, Ting, Ting. And people, it was funny to me because people were like, what are you saying? The reactions were good, but it was so heavily branded that I let it sit there for a couple years. Finally, I took the video down.
Yeah, you uploaded it. I thought they were like joking or something.
That's great.
Jack did not come up with this.
I did.
Anyways,
I've done videos where, I just uploaded it and I was like, man, that just wasn't a positive message or something like that. And so I've gone through and I've probably unlisted and deleted so many videos from my past. I've just changed so much the person from the person I am now. And that's why I think that I haven't done any Ting videos.
Well, there's still
I
time.
can just imagine, because I did something with Del Taco recently. Next time a brand comes to me and just like, I'm going to suggest that. You know what I mean? Samsung.
That was a good question. Thank you for that question. Let's go ahead. Hit her.
Hi, I'm Wyatt, and I was wondering what it is like to collaborate with other YouTubers. Like, what is the process? Do you guys ever get nervous? What does that look like?
I get very nervous because there's a lot on the line. Like, I just did a video with JStu, and I mean, it's nerve-wracking. There's sometimes flights and travel involved, and there's a lot more money sometimes involved in a prank. And it's nerve-wracking. Like, if I do it on my own and I mess up, it's like, okay, it's okay. But when someone else is involved in the picture, it could go wrong, and that's nerve-wracking.
Also, you're working with someone else who may not have the same exact sensibility you do. I mean, Jack and I like to collaborate a lot together because we have very similar sensibilities. But I've done other collaborations with people, like Roman Atwood, and what we try to accomplish is a little different. And it's more difficult that way. You guys?
We've collabed with Andrew Hills before, and he's super awkward, so that kind of fits into our style as well. So that makes it really easy to collab with someone who's the same sort of style. So. But yeah, everyone works differently, so no matter who you're collaborating with, and meeting new people just in general, you gotta just adjust to how they live their lives and work with it, and listen to their ideas and take their adjustments and go with it and make it work. So.
But as far as the, like how we actually end up getting together, we at VidCon and things like this, we end up meeting each other and forming friendships. And for people who are just starting off who want to collaborate with people, you kind of have to look for other channels that are around the same level as your channel, and then just reach out to them through YouTube or find them on Twitter or Facebook or something else, and form a little communication to see if they want to get together and collaborate. It's as simple as that. But I just recommend that before you collaborate, if you're going to do that, make it clear what you expect from the other channel and what you want to do for them. Okay, we're at the end card, we're both going to say, hey, thanks for watching, go check. I'm also on the video on this other channel, go check that out, go subscribe. And make it clear ahead of time so it's not unbalanced at the end. Thanks for the question.
Yeah, thank you.
Ellen?
I'm Amelia, and I was wondering if you've had any big injuries while filming a prank video.
Injuries?
I have not been injured, but I have had friends that are injured. But it wasn't a prank, so we were saran wrap sledding. We wrapped ourselves in saran wrap and went down a hill. And I had a friend that smashed his eye, but I had a Simon waiver. It's in the, you can see the eye smashed. It's hanging out, and no, I'm not kidding. You freaked out.
I was visualizing it. I saw it.
No, he just got a little blood, but it's there.
No other injuries?
I did.
Yeah.
No, not really. I wouldn't call it an injury. I mean, I got punched, as you did, but
By a very old man, I remember.
well, the interesting thing is, I wasn't out looking to get punched or make anybody really angry, and neither were you when you innocently placed ham on someone's shoulder. But sometimes you just don't know what kind of a day somebody's having, or they're just a violent person in general. And it can be very hard to read people sometimes, and you think, we're all probably fairly good at it, but you can still make that mistake, and you don't really know who you're dealing with when you deal with the public. So it doesn't happen often because I think our pranks are good-natured and a lot of fun, but once in a while somebody gets a little upset, and I just had a headache for a couple of days. I wouldn't call it an injury.
Yeah.
You just punched me in the face.
I've never been punched in my life.
I'm going to punch you after this.
I've wanted to, but I wrestled in high school, so I've always kind of wanted to get in a street fight. I just want somebody to come up to me push me. I'm okay, yeah. But nobody's ever come up and fought me before. I want to fight.
Thank you for that question. Hi there.
Hi, my name is Git.
Your name's Git. All right, Git, how are you today?
My name is Gavin, and my question is, if YouTube wasn't your job, what would you do for a living?
Well, I really like space, so I really wanted to be an astronaut. So if I wasn't on YouTube, I would be on Mars.
That's valid.
I have no idea what I was doing. Before YouTube, I was a waiter, and I was a busser in a restaurant, but that industry wasn't for me because I got fired. So I'd be trying to figure it out still. Probably be pursuing acting or something like that.
That's what I've been doing. I started off as a professional actor and was in a bunch of commercials, and that's how I made my living for years and years until, I did over 100 commercials. And then when YouTube took off for me, I stopped auditioning. And just this year, I started taking up auditioning again as just a way to do something else. Because after a 7-year break. So that's what I would do. I just focus more on acting.
If I was not doing YouTube, I would be, I'd be an entertainer. So I think that's what it comes down to. I'd always try and find some way of entertaining. If it was live on a stage or if it was, on the street corner, I would just love to entertain. What about you? What do you want to do?
What comes natural to you?
I like making films on YouTube, but if I wasn't making YouTube videos, maybe like a soccer player. I like soccer.
I think that's the best answer. Let's all be soccer players.
We could be a team.
Jack, you're going to say soccer player anyway.
I was going to say soccer player.
Yeah. Thank you for your question.
Thank you guys.
Feel free to pull that microphone off there if you can't reach it. You want to?
I didn't say.
Pull it off.
I didn't really get to say.
No, Jack, you don't get a turn this time. Sorry. Jack and I love each other. We just tease him a lot. But you was going to say soccer player anyway, weren't you? Just say soccer player.
I was going to say singer.
Oh, yeah, you got it.
It's interesting because you are literally the first group of people that I have ever said that to. But actually, when I was a kid, I grew up in church, so I was always singing on stage, and before YouTube was ever existed or was a possibility, I sang, and I actually toured with some big groups and stuff like that. So I would probably have ended up a singer.
In all the time I've known you, I have never known that.
I know.
That's amazing.
That kind of reminds me of Michael W. Smith.
What did you say? I know Michael W. Smith.
Yeah, you sound like him. I've heard you sing.
I sound like him.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Let's move on to the young man in the cape. What is your name?
My name is Cyrus.
Hi, Cyrus.
My question is, what do you think is the best prank video you've ever done?
That's a good question. My favorite, it may be the one for the shirt that I'm wearing, which is why I made it into a shirt. I did a video called The Free Hugs Prank, $2 deluxe hugs, in which there's a guy that always does free hugs at the Santa Monica, farmer's market, so I showed up on a Sunday knowing he'd be there and stood next to him with a big sign that said this exactly. In an hour, I actually made $36 doing $2 hugs. And it was a good job. And boy, did it confuse this guy. He was so confused, but I just kept following him around and tried to steal his business. That's my favorite.
Me personally, I'd say, now that I think about it, maybe Rich Man Lifestyle is what we did, because it's a new type of prank that we thought of that was kind of like in a sketch format, but we got to act like characters that we created, which was really fun, and I enjoyed that, so that was me for me.
I'm going to say Siri in the library, because it's funny. That's all.
For me, probably my favorite video, and I gotta be honest with you, it changes all the time. And sometimes I even go back and I start watching old videos, because there's 700 videos on my main channel, so.
Yeah, when did you start doing YouTube? I don't think there's even been 700 days since I got that 13 years.
And so I go back and I forget that so many things happen. Like I just watched an old video that I did with Greg. That was so funny, and I hadn't seen it in probably 2 or 3 years, and it was so much fun to watch it again, and I forgot about all these reactions. So it changes all the time, but in general, probably the paranoid prank bit that I do. I've done several of those videos. They're always very funny to me, and I like it's always like a guaranteed reaction.
I've done a lot of videos, but I'm thinking of prank right now. And probably my favorite prank was stealing TVs, where I set up this situation where I would ask people to help me move a TV out of my girlfriend's apartment. And then as we moved the TV, they were like, yeah, sure. So they'd pick up the TV and walk. And then when we were about, probably around the corner from the apartment, we got stopped by a fake security guard who was like, I just got a call that you're stealing this TV. And then the other person was like, whoa, wait, is this not your TV? And I was like, listen, officer, this gentleman right here asked me to move his girlfriend's TV. and then so since the security guard was then he would believe me and then start hammering this other guy. He's like, what? And then he'd let me off. It was fun. We got some amazing reactions. I liked it because it's one of my more edgy pranks that people could have gotten a little bit upset. Yeah. But I liked it a lot. I loved the thought that was put into it.
Thank you for the question.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ola and I'm from Sweden. I met you guys that I like. I'm a prankster myself in Sweden, so it's really interesting to listen to you. In Sweden, when we're shooting, we always like ask the people afterwards, like, is it okay? Is it fine that you're on the video? Kind of. We try to do that. How is it here in the US? Because we have other laws and things like that. Some people told me that you need like permission to shoot, but I guess it's like you don't do that, right? Permissions.
We had actually addressed that earlier, how we get releases.
Oh, sorry, I can't.
Oh, no problem. We sometimes we'll get written releases, but at the very least, I think it's important to do exactly what you do, where we ask for permission at the end of the video. As far as a location release, I mean, if you're on private property, we're supposed to have permission ahead of time. But I know you guys shoot in libraries, and we shoot in stores, and all sorts of things, and. From what I understand, you know, I'm not a lawyer, but I talked to one, and he said that if you are asked to leave private property, still they can't demand you hand your footage back. The footage that you've shot, you still own, even though it's on the property.
Right. So it's good. It's
Yeah.
good. Because I will do some practicing. So
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Zach. I'm just curious, how often do law enforcement get involved when you're shooting a prank, and are they usually pretty understanding, or do you actually get in pretty big trouble?
I've only gotten a ticket once, and that was for standing next to a freeway holding up fake signs.
I remember
You
that.
saw the fake sign?
Yep.
But I fought that, and I actually got the ticket removed, which is good. That's one that I did with ORF. Have you guys had trouble with the law?
Yes. Yes.
What happened?
We've been banned from libraries, Walmarts, colleges.
Bring another idea, wow.
But to be honest, all the officers, like police officers we've talked to, have been really friendly, and we show them the footage, and they're like laughing, like, dude, this video's funny. But you know, the libraries asked you to leave, so.
So they usually ask about it. We deal with the police and stuff because we're not allowed to be filming there. We didn't know about that law a while ago. We had the cop made us delete the footage when we were filming Walmart. The Walmart did.
Yeah, legally you do not have to delete the
Yeah, that's unfortunate. They had a lot of it.
Yeah, that was when the cop was like laughing at it. He's like, this footage is funny, man. Don't go to Walmart.
You know, you might be able to just Google it and look up, you know, the code that says that you still own the footage that you shot, because I ended up conferring with the lawyer who helped out the Borat movie. And they had to really look into the law of this to see, because Borat, they didn't get permits to shoot in a lot of the places where they shot. You guys remember the Borat movie? It's been a few years ago now, but it still holds up. It's a funny movie, huh? So, yeah. Oh, that's right, rated R. A lot of you can't see it, sorry. But they had that same sort of issue. They would get kicked out of places, but still they own that footage. Jack, Stuart, did you fight the law, and did the law win?
You know, I've never had a situation like that with police officers. Cops have always been very, very nice to me. What happens sometimes is somebody sees that something's going on, or, you know, what's funny to me is so much of the time somebody will complain to law enforcement or to security guards because some guy's holding a video camera. Like, everybody has a video camera nowadays. They carry it around with them everywhere. But some guy, I guess maybe it's the creepy factor because it's hidden and it's camouflaged. You know, but yeah, I've never been in that situation, especially after I'm confronted. You just explain the situation. And I've been in many situations where the cops will look at the footage and start cracking up laughing. And then they're your best friend. So there's nothing that anybody can really do about saying, hey, you gotta put that away, unless you're on private property and there's some kind of an issue there.
Right.
When it comes down to it, it's best not to shoot on private property. If you can shoot on the street, all the better.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Donnie.
Wait, I was gonna say real quick with that. On college campuses, make sure, like, be very aware because some colleges are private universities. You gotta be very aware with that, stuff like that.
So don't shoot on private universities.
I mean, yeah, just be careful.
Anyways, I was asking if after you shoot your video, go back home, and then pop in your memory card, what editing software do you guys use?
Final Cut Pro 10.
Ditto.
Like you edit videos? Windows Movie Maker? I use Premiere Pro Creative Cloud.
Thank you.
Hi, my name's Daniel. First, can I just say that you, all five of you, look like a very sick boy band right now? Can I just give like if you guys are all boy band?
I hear that a lot. Guys in their 40s like me hear that a lot.
Anyway, my question is, do you ever worry that sometimes you'll get so well known that you won't possibly be able to continue doing your prank videos without someone like, hey, I know you, you're from YouTube, you know? Or, what do you do? Like, do you ever worry about stuff like that?
I get recognized every once in a while while shooting, but it's never been a problem. And you know, listen, we're all in the YouTube community, so we know YouTube, but most of the people out in the world, they're not avid YouTube watchers. So I really don't think that it's ever going to be a problem. I mean, that it would be that much of a problem that you couldn't go out and shoot a video. You guys get recognized a lot while you're shooting? For me, it's usually like one person while I'm shooting, or maybe two will come up and go, hey.
Well, we typically go to like the same library a lot. We go to college libraries, so a lot of the college people, they pass the videos around once we upload them, so a lot of them know who we are. But it doesn't stop us from filming because there are so many people in colleges like in the world, like Greg said, so every new semester. Yep.
I've been here. I haven't really been, I mean, a few times, but not really.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Jeremy, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, I have
JStudios on YouTube.
I have a quick question for you, Jeremy.
Yeah.
How was that water?
It was really good. It was nice and cold. The ice lasted for a while. The glass was pretty frosty. I give it probably a 9.8.
Okay, well listen, after your question, you can have some more water.
Oh, cool, because actually my question was, do you want the cut back or did you give it to me to keep?
No, I do want the cut back, but meanwhile you can have some water.
Okay, great, thanks.
Come on up, here you go. There you go. Hurry, it's pouring.
You guys know why it was you know why it was a 9.8?
Why?
Because you drank the H2.
We just got a 5-minute warning. We have 5 minutes left, which means we can get through 2 or 3 more questions.
Hello. I have noticed that there aren't very many women prankers, and I wondered if you had any thoughts on that and like, why that is, and if you know of any that I just haven't heard of.
Well, I actually, there's a YouTube channel called, well, it's a new channel called Random Acts, and they have it's a group of people. But no, actually, Just for Laughs, there's a lot of women on Just for Laughs that do a lot of stuff. I think just when the type of personality where it's just like one individual kind of type channel, I haven't really found any, but there are a lot of women that prank that are involved in like big pools.
I think it's a good point. I mean, I wonder if it's a safety issue because when you are a prankster, you have to go and interact with strangers, especially if you're a young woman. Like if you're thinking about doing it, it may not be the safest thing. I mean, unless you have a crew of like 3 or 4 guys who have got cameras and are all around you and able to step in case something goes wrong, it's possible that it could be a safety issue. You know, I directed a show for DreamWorks Online last year called Kids Prank Humans, in which we had kids pulling pranks on adults, and we had to be very careful with what we had the kids do since they were interacting with strangers.
Good question.
Thank you.
Thanks for the question.
Hi, my name is Junior.
Hey, Junior.
Hey, Greg, can I get a cup of water, please?
Yes. You know what, Jimmy? Yes, you can. Yes, you can get it.
It's good water.
Any more questions?
Junior, everybody. Does Grandpa want a cup of water?
This is half facetious, but it's a question. When you're doing that and someone objects, can you switch faces? Because you're talking about the editing where you can blur it out. Can your editing just switch the face?
That's a good idea. Just put someone else's face.
Someone else's face on there.
Jack's face.
You know, then I wouldn't be surprised if like editing software had that in the future.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
It'd be pretty funny. Hey there.
Hi, so I haven't seen your channel, but I was subscribed to you guys. But how do you record your pranks like without them noticing you're recording?
You would be surprised how you can barely hide a camera, and people usually just don't see it because people out in public are not looking around for cameras. So I'm going to show you one thing that we do that I think is actually pretty cool. I will have camera guys stand. This was Benji's trick, and he's got the camera. He's got a camera down here in his hand, and the other hand he's got his phone. Right? Like, looks like he's texting. And he looks like he's looking down at his phone, but instead he's actually holding a camera in his lower hand, and he's just shooting just like this. Sometimes he'll drape a shirt or something over his camera to sort of disguise it, but it's as simple as that. Some people take like baby strollers and will put a camera inside the baby stroller so they can be across the street and push and zoom in and stuff like that.
Yeah, in the early days of YouTube, one of the first thing that I did was I put the camera in the shopping basket. I get a shopping basket, put it in there so that the lens is pointing through the leg hole where the kid would sit, right, at the top section. And then you put like, I'm telling you how to do it now, you put like towels around it, and then maybe like a pillow on top, because the more camouflaged it is, their eyes go to that, and if it's a bright color, that's even better. And the lens is black, so that blends in with everything. And that's what I would always do. And then Benji, who he's talking about, when I had my first show called Bloopers a few years ago, I met Benji, and he like really upped the game in my mind, because he was a professional. He worked on Jackass and all these other shows and stuff, and he really had it down to a science. I mean, he would hold the camera, just like Greg said, like this, and he would be distracted with something else, drinking, eating something. And I learned a lot, from that. And it's funny, because I went out recently, I still shoot in stores the exact same way that I just described, but I went out with another prank team maybe a month, 2 months ago, and they don't do that. They just go in with the camera, and they hide around corners inside, and they don't normally get caught, I guess. They film. So generally, like Greg said, people aren't really looking for the camera, so it's not that hard.
Yeah. You guys, JStudio, any other tricks? That was our last question because we're out of time. Did you have any other tricks for hiding cameras?
I mean, if you're in the library, the bookshelves are good disguise.
Yeah.
So you just go right through there.
Yeah, it's not that hard, really. You just go to the end of the aisle and hold the camera.
Nice. The cameras are so small now, you can do that.
One quick thing, I've never seen this before, but I went out to film something with Stuart, and his guy, we were in a library, and his guy had a laptop open, and we were actually filming at an angle with his iPhone or something, with his phone, and it's hard to explain. He was looking at a bookshelf. The guy being pranked was over here, and here was me and Stuart, and this guy, explain how you did this. It was incredible. Look at this, like this. So he's looking at the thing. So the lens is poking out of the laptop there. And he's doing his thing, and nobody saw it. And we literally were with the guy forever, got a great reaction out of the guy. It was very funny. And he had no idea that guy was filming him. So there's all these really cool positions that you can kind of come up with. And you don't have to really worry so much about, are people going to see what I'm doing?
Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody. They've asked us not to hang around afterwards, so we got to run. But thank you so much for all your